Hi guys, good morning. It is Thursday today. The last time we spoke, I think was on Monday. I can't even remember the last time I picked up this camera. But yeah, I was in the office on Tuesday and yesterday, Wednesday, working from home today. So I get to do all the fun stuff that I couldn't do yesterday and today, which is basically putting the house in order. Honestly, it's never ending because we spend all of the time in this house in the winter, except for when we go to work or school or whatever. So yeah, I'm in my son's room and we had a little bit of a pee accident overnight. So I'm just changing his bedding and putting the room back in shape. I haven't really done much to my kids' room, which is a little bit unlike me. Is at that age now where it's a bit difficult to pick things out for him. When he was younger, I'll just buy like cute stickers and put everywhere. But now I feel like he's not really into that kind of stuff. Like he doesn't care for the stickers. He just wants his bed to be lovely. He likes this bed so much because he gets to climb, jump. Trying to show you guys the bed. So he can climb, he can jump, he can swing from the bars. He loves the bed. So for him, once his bed is there and he's got a few toys laying around in the room, it's fine. So I always let him bring in a few toys into the room and then his books. I took out the books just now because I need to put tape on some of them. Some of them are ripping apart. So he doesn't care so much for the stickers. So I'm thinking since he doesn't really care what stickers he's got, maybe I should just pick out stickers, like wall stickers, and just, put some on the wall for him, just so that the room is not just white. I mean, it's a kid's room. I always believe that kids need colors in their life. So everywhere is just white in this room. So when I make the bed, it looks a little bit better. It looks a bit better when I make the bed because his bed is usually colorful. You guys can see the bedding out there. So I usually put like blue or, some sort of design. And that's all the color that we put in this room. So I think I'll get some stickers, maybe like cars. He loves cars, he loves numbers. So maybe some like number stickers and all that I'll put in the room. But for now, let's just make his bed. And while I'm at it, I am also making Leo Mama's bed. So I got bedding for Tito, who says Christmas bedding is only for Christmas. I mean, why would I have to wait 1 year to use this bedding again? And this is actually cute. It comes with a matching pillowcase. My friend actually gifted us this. And I don't see why I should have to wait till next Christmas to use this again. So, and to be honest, Tito doesn't really mind. So I'll just use this one. And then I need to get him a new duvet as well. Another thing is he doesn't really care for matchy. Like, just be functional. So I'm going to, I do this for my own sanity. I make sure that the bedspread matches the pillowcase. And then I'll just throw in his duvet. It loves to sleep cozy and warm, so the duvet is a very important part of this bed making. I think he would rather sleep without bed sheets than sleep without a very big warm duvet. So his duvet is a lot bigger than his bed. Okay. So guys, I think that thing that happens in your brain when you want to change your bedding? You move your bed and you're like, I might as well just clean under the bed and everything. I think that's happening to me. So I'm going to have to talk to you guys later. I want to clean all of these stains on the wall and then over. Okay. My work day is still going on. I've just come to clean up the kitchen a little bit. Trying to make sure that by the time my minions come back, I don't have too much work left to do. Cleaning up the kitchen, and then I'll do a little bit of like prep for their meal, their after school meal. Hi guys. I finished cleaning, went back to work, and now I'm just about to make poundo for my kids. Wally's going to get Abby from daycare, and Tito will be back shortly after from school. So I always make sure to have food waiting. Abby school, Abby school, Abby school, Abby. Abby, come to mommy. Okay, okay. Come to mommy. Kayo. Come. I don't know. They couldn't figure it out, so I just left it.
Cookie.
Yeah, I used the broom.
Cookie.
You want cookie?
Cookie.
Cookie, say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Take off your jacket.
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 Open.
Open.
So.
Shut.
Cookie.
Cookie.
It's an apple.
You want an apple?
Apple.
Apple. Oh, yeah, Abby? I don't know why this lady never paints this thing back.
Orange.
I don't have orange, Abby. There's no orange. But I have apple. Do you want apple? Do you want apple?
Cookie.
Cookie? What's that?
Yellow.
Who's that?
It's an apple.
Which grandpa? Which grandpa?
Let's see.
That's Abby.
Happy.
Yes, and mommy.
Daddy.
That's daddy over there. That's daddy. So it is definitely a struggle just getting my hair done. We moved from Toronto down here, and it's a lot quieter here. We do not only live in Ottawa, we live like in the outskirts of Ottawa, or should I say in the suburbs of Ottawa. And there are fewer people breathing air here, and then they most of the time do not have availability because they are also working full time, and breeding is like their part time, like side hustle stuff. So the timing is usually just off for me. Like weekends, I don't want to spend my Saturday sitting down just braiding when I have to cook and I have to do this and that. But if it was like a full time salon, you can just book something like half a day of work and just go get it done when the kids are in school. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm struggling with. I was on the verge of shaving off my hair again. So I'm going to try to chase the lady, see if she would be able to fit me in next weekend. And I'll probably go after church. I'll find a way because I need to get my hair done. I was watching this lady, I can't remember her name now, a few days ago. I believe, or I'm sure she's Nigerian, and she was just talking about like the things that she struggled with the most, or she's struggling with the most since she moved from Nigeria, and it's been just getting help with basic stuff that she had help with in Nigeria, like childcare, like cleaning, cooking, and all of that stuff. And the truth is, you can get all of that here. It's only that it will cost you a lot of money, and most of the time, new immigrants, even when you have a good job and everything, you are most likely not making enough to be able to afford all of these things all at once. So yeah, that's definitely something that a lot of us struggle with here. And I wasn't even a mom in Nigeria. I never had kids in Nigeria. I left Nigeria long before I even got married and had kids or have kids. So yeah, I really, really see how this can be a real big issue. Another thing she mentioned, which is something that I know a lot of parents struggle with, is the fact that you can get called from school or daycare that your child is not feeling well, and sometimes they'll tell you they can't come to school for 48 hours. So you get pulled out of work, and then you can't even go to work for the next 2 days. If you work in an industry where you can work from home, you most of the time your employer wouldn't let you just work from home for those 2 days. But if you work in an industry where you're not able to work from home, you have to take those days off as sick days, even though you're not actually sick, or you take them as part of your vacation days. And just like that, you've lost your what's they call annual leaves in Nigeria. You've lost some days from your annual leave. So yeah, these are the struggles. These are the struggles, but sometimes people are able to find a way around it if you have a good community. And even with that, you can have a good community and nobody's just available to help at that time, because I can't imagine somebody calling me now and telling me, oh, can you take days off work for me to help my kids? Except people are in dire need of help. Yeah. But it's not something you call someone for. You don't call someone to say, oh, can you take a day off and let my kids sit with you? No. But if maybe you have a friend who just happens to have a day off on that day, or who just happens to not work on a particular day of the week, you can get help. So yeah, it's different. Life is just different here. It's just you. For me, for instance, it's just me, my husband, and our kids. Nobody watches them for us. We don't have babysitters. We don't have help. I'm very much considering getting a cleaner, or should I say cleaning services, to come in twice a month to help with cleaning. But I'm trying to factor that into my financial whatever. And I'm like, do I really want to? I also try to avoid using spaces in the house that we don't have to use. And lucky for me, I'm not doing it all alone. I have a partner who is very hands-on. On days when I have to go into the office, I leave the house very early. Before 6, I'm out, and I'm not back until 6 p.m. He would have to sort them for school and do all of that stuff, which is really nice. It's nice when you have a supportive wife or husband, if both of you do things together. But for some households where, I don't want to be sexist, but most of the time, it's usually that the husband is not very hands on. So women tend to struggle a lot when they move here and they don't have helps, and their husbands are not used to, you know, mopping the floor, cooking food. So because even with two people, it's still a lot of work. It is still a lot of work. For me, with cleaning the house, I'm very close to get. I'll still be doing like the basic everyday cleaning, but like cleaning like the baseboards, like the eating places, move furniture and clean under the furniture, all those kind of things. I need help with that. So I would be getting people coming maybe twice a month. Like I said, I just need to be able to fit it somewhere in my financial budget. So yeah, that's just me, my mini rant about how, it can be a little bit tough sometimes, and then you just go day by day, you take it day by day, and that's how we survive. But then when you have like out of the norm situations, like say one person falls sick, say a child catches a cold, it's just a little bit harder. And then usually when the child brings the cold or the flu or whatever from school, most of the time everyone in the house will catch it. So it will go from that child to the next child, and then to one of the parents, and then another parent. So when everyone in the house is sick, or some people in the house sick, it's just a lot harder. In the summer it definitely gets easier. There's more activities for the kids. The park, it definitely is one of like our favorite thing to do, like just going to the park. When you come back from school, you feed them, you have a little bit of playtime in the house. Then one person goes to the park with them. Like my husband will take them to the park for like an hour or even an hour and a half, and I'll do everything I need to get done in the house. By the time they come back, they are hungry, they are tired. You feed them, give them a bath, bedtime is easier. So we always look forward to that. And then there's also like a lot of like activities that parents can go with their kids too, like barbecues and all of those kind of things. So those are always very helpful to pass time and just, do other things other than being stuck in the house with kids. But yeah, the summer is like the shortest season. So anyways, I'm just here ranting. Soon I'll go upstairs and just declutter my daughter's clothes But for now, I'm just here and my kiddos are there. Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm working from home today. Today's Friday and I'm tired. Tired from doing not much. But yeah, it's my break time now and I just want to lighten the load of what I would have to do over the weekend. So I'm starting strong with cleaning my kids' bathroom. I deep cleaned this place just last weekend, so and every night after bath time I would clean up here and there. So it's not a lot to do, so I just thought to get out of the way, just clean their bathtub a little bit, clean the toilet. I don't really need to mop the floor. You know, I just need like 5 minutes in here. And then I would go on to cleaning other parts of the house here and there. I also want to do the bulk of my cooking today so that the weekend is lighter, because I feel like I never get enough rest on the weekend, and the weekend is supposed to be when I'm supposed to get a bit of rest, you know. So yeah, let's start strong with this place. I always prioritize my kids. Like, I want them to have their bath in the clean bathtub. I want them to be comfortable. You guys saw that I changed their beddings yesterday, cleaned their rooms, and my husband helped me to just over their entire room, their rooms. So their rooms are clean, and I just want the bathroom and toilets to be clean as well as we go into the weekend. Again, I want to have a very restful weekend this weekend. I really need it. So once I'm done cleaning, I think I should just do like a load of laundry. My husband usually takes care of laundry, but if I'm having a restful weekend, it would be nice for him to have one too. So I would do a big load of laundry for the kids' clothes. Our clothes, we don't do that much laundry, but the kids wear a lot of clothes. So I'll do that after wiping down here. Hi guys, it is now later in the afternoon, still Friday, and I'm done with work. My kids are back. I fed them. I don't have a lot of food in the house currently, and you know, I had to make do with what I've got, but I was able to give them a meal, something nice and warm to eat. And I want to start to cook. I told you guys I want to do all my cooking today so that I can have a chilled weekend. So yeah, I want to start to prepare for that. The issue is that Walmart is late with my delivery, so I can't really start properly, but I will start what I can. I want to make some beans, and I'm going to be using my pressure cooker to cook the beans. So I think it would be nice to start that. I also want to make like fried sauce for the beans. There's a special kind of sauce that you make for beans, and I have the peppers soaking here. So this is dried tatashe and dry pepper. I don't know if dry pepper is shombo. I don't think it's shombo. Because shombo is longer. So I'll say dried bell pepper. The kind of bell pepper that is a little bit spicy, and dried chili. So with this recipe, we need a lot of onions for it to be bearable, because it's going to be very hot. So you need to put a lot of onions for it to be bearable. I've been soaking that pepper for a while, and I also want to make some efforiro, which is basically vegetable sauce. So it's vegetable, whatever kind of vegetable you want to cook. You cook it in like a palm oil based stew. If you don't want to use palm oil, you can use something else, but traditionally you make it with palm oil, locust beans, and all of that. For that, I'm using catfish. This here is my wrapped sealed catfish that's been in the freezer So I'm just going to soak this in hot water. I also have a little bit of my smoked turkey left. So I'm just prepping for the cooking so that when everything else comes, I will then, just finish up or continue from there. You guys know how I just said that I think I have everything for the efori roll. I do have everything except for the actual efo. Like how do I make vegetable sauce without the vegetables? Forgotten that the spinach is also coming with the other. But I guess I can just start making the base, that's the sauce that the vegetable will go in. And then put the vegetables in when they get here. That's basically the last and easiest step. So hey guys, I filmed this clip before, but I forgot to turn on my mic, and I don't know how much of my previous clips I shot without my mic on. Anyways, it is now 6 o'clock and my Walmart delivery is still not here, which is so unlike them. Again, we usually get our delivery first thing in the morning, but we chose a different time today, so now I know never to do that again. So I'm going to wait until about 6:30 to see if they deliver it. My beans is cooking in my pressure cooker over there. The sauce is cooking on the stove. I realized I have everything for the bean sauce. And my eforio base is ready, which is vegetable sauce. The sauce is ready. I just need to put the vegetables in when they deliver. My tomato is basically good to go. I'm waiting for the rest of my bell pepper so I can roast the bell pepper and then blend it into like my sauce, my stew and jollof base. And my chicken is also coming, so I have to make chicken stew. I want to make a big pot of chicken stew that will last us for like 2 weeks. Well, I thought I had the bell, but no. And then I'm making a big pot of jollof rice that will also last us for a long time. My kids love their jollof rice. You never go wrong with jollof rice in this Nigerian household. And also the efori roll, which the base is ready, and then beans and stew. I just feel like with that, I won't have so much cooking to do for the week. Maybe like on Wednesday or Thursday, I might make some like barbecue turkey. And then once in a while, you make a bit of like sweet potato fries, But yeah, we'll see what happens. I also want to bake tomorrow. So I was really hoping to do all of this cooking today so that I can do my baking tomorrow. I make all the bread beats in the house now. Yeah. So I wanted to make bread and I wanted to try this high protein bagel so that I won't have to eat the bread. The bread has a lot of calories in it. It's not very good for you if you're counting your calories. So I was going to make the bread for my husband basically and then make the high protein bagel for myself, which is supposed to be first thing tomorrow morning because I would have done all the cooking today for like the regular cooking stuff, but we'll see. My Baileys at this point is just water. Hi guys, my head tie is off. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is right now. I just did bedtime with my son and I'm still cooking. I'm still making my chicken stew. It is 9:22 p.m. So I think I should be done in about 10 minutes and I am just going to have a nice cup of tea, sit down and watch TV for maybe 30 minutes and then I'll go shower and go to bed. And then we continue tomorrow. So I was able to make my beans and stew. I was able to make my vegetable sauce, my efori roll. It's so weird calling it vegetable sauce. It's a foriro. I didn't wait for my spinach to come. I had some frozen kale and dried ugu in the freezer, and that was what I used. So tomorrow, maybe I'll make another version of that with the spinach, or maybe I'll just do that later in the week, like midweek. When we're done with the kale, and make the spinach one. And what else did I make? I'm currently making my chicken stew. And yeah, that's good progress. So tomorrow I only have my jollof rice to make and maybe some fish. So cooking tomorrow should not take more than 2 hours, and I think I can work with that. I would probably place the order on Instacart tonight so that it will be delivered first thing in the morning and I can get that out of the way. I also cleaned the kitchen to a very large extent. Those over there are clean, washed. I'm just drying them here. And then this is my chicken cooking right now. And I have the second batch of chicken in the air fryer. And yeah, so